SimRacingHub enters its 11th season, 20 rounds. Who will win tonight? It's Thursday night! One, two, three, 4, 5 lights. And we're racing in Suzuka. Last chance at Hungary.
No way! No way! Oh my god! He spun! Fisher is going slow. Did he run out of fuel?
Is Ricardo Sr. gonna get a point? This is why you love P11, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Battle for the podium, back and forth. Oh, here comes Montero again. Oh, they're in the wall.
Hello and welcome to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in beautiful Montreal, Canada. I'm your host. I'm back again, Janos Magasrevy, after the birth of my second daughter. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. I'll try to do my best tonight and see if I can stick for as long as possible. But if I hear baby crying, you know I'm gonna step away for a few minutes. Alright, let's see what the drivers are up to right now. We are a few minutes away from the start of qualifying. Actually 2 minutes away only, so let's give them the fair warning. Okay, so this is round 6, as you can see here in the overlay. We are, what, 1/3 of the way, more or less. Through the championship, and it's getting heated again. Argenis Riera has had a recent resurgence as expected. He's had a couple of back-to-back victories, so he's inching away from Josh Mills, who's currently leading the championship since the first race. Let's look at the schedule that we have here. So yes, like I said, round 6. Canada, this was supposed to be the Monaco Grand Prix, but the real Formula 1, they made some adjustments. You know, typically we used to have the Monaco Grand Prix for the Memorial Weekend, which is coming up this Monday. So no, this time it's going to be the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and actually we don't even race in Monaco, so this is a moot point. But yep, it's kind of weird to see in real life Monaco and not the Indy in the same weekend. But yep, we're gonna have Canada and the Indy 500. This should be fun. And tonight we are remembering Kyle Busch. That was some crazy news. Unexpected loss. He's gonna be missed for sure. Alright, let's see if we can get everything set up over here while we wait for the start of qualifying. Let's see, let's go with Aaron Rabi for now. Okay. Turn off the music. I think I had it off. Alright, good. Let's see, who do we have here in the chat tonight? I'm gonna be posting in a few minutes. Let's see, next session. This is ready to go. Hello. Let's see if we have their usual suspects. Spencer Faust, no specifics. We'll see. We currently have 19 drivers in the on track. We are missing Jean-Pierre Lalancette. Hopefully he'll be here on time. Although it won't be the first time. I mean, normally he gets struck by some crazy storm or he has some power outage. But we'll see. Hopefully he's gonna be able to make it. The rest is, as far as I can tell, is all full-time drivers. No replacements tonight. That's always great to see. Okay, so qualifying is officially underway. Let's find out who has the fastest time in the practice. That goes to the usual Ezequiel Montero with a 109.0, full 2/10 quicker than Argenis Riera in second place. And Matt Harto is a local, he's actually from Toronto, well, British, but he lives in Toronto. So he's kind of like a home race for him, even though it's not exactly in Montreal, but yeah. Canadian by choice. He's third fastest driver here in the table during the practice sessions. So let's see what he can do tonight, if he can squeeze in between Argenis Riera and Montero, or even Josh Mills, who's been slightly quiet. So we'll see. This is a track where Ezequiel Montero has had a great history. In fact, he's won a couple of times. Oh, Argenis Riera lost. Oh my! Oh wow! Did he lose? No, he lost the front wing, so he got lucky there. He now needs to go back into the pits and change that and go out again. But he got really lucky there. It would have been an immediate retirement had he lost the rear wing or a wheel. Okay, nobody is setting a purple sector yet. We are still a bit early. Start turning on all the data here. Let's look at the actual tower. And we are about to start flying laps at this point. Let's see who's going to be first. Let's keep an eye on Ezequiel Montero, who's the fastest in practice. Hopefully my audio is coming through just fine. I need to know if the engine levels are too loud or not. So if anybody in the chat is listening, just let me know. Okay, Ezequiel Montero flying through. Let's see if purple sector 1. Having some sore throat right now, so hopefully if I can make it the full 2 hours, I'll give a shot. Otherwise, I may have to stop for a little while and then maybe get back towards the end of the race. But Canadian Grand Prix is always difficult to step away. It's always full of action, even though there's no rain expected here tonight. I mean, the real race, there's typically a rain expected, so that's always fun to watch. So Jacobo Cardoso jumps into P1 momentarily. He gets knocked down by Darren Fisher, but so far we have a split sector 1 for Montero, sector 2 for Mills. Let's see, Montero's going to jump into the lead right now. There he goes in P1. Let's go with Josh Mills. He's in P2, 3/10 off the pace. Argenis Riera is now starting. Actually, let me go back with Argenis. Argenis is still on his out lap, so he's about to start. Let's go watch this lap. Actually show you the statistics here. So Riera, our typical pole sitter. I'm actually surprised that I don't see Ezequiel Montero's name here. He's actually better in the race than, but Riera, as you can see, in the past 5 races, he's had 3 pole positions on this track, so he definitely knows the way around. And he's actually the pole guy in the league, so it's no surprise. So there he goes, purple sector 1, 48 thousandths of a second. So the drivers are supposed to be heading into the pits. Another purple sector 2 for Riera. So he's on his way for pole position, at least momentarily. Montero is in the pits. We'll see where we jump to after. Oh, look at Matt Harto. Harto's in second place. So yes, he's definitely having good pace for this race. Hopefully it's not just a hot lap pace. And there he goes, Argenis Riera, 109.1. So that's actually his fastest time set so far. He did a 109.2 in practice. So as expected, he was saving the best for the actual qualifying. So here we are on board with Harto. He's not really setting a lap time right now. Let's see if we can find a driver. Where's Richard Walcott? Walcott has been on a nice streak as of late with a couple of consecutive podiums in Abu Dhabi and also in Bahrain. Sorry, Abu Dhabi or Jeddah, I forgot. I think Abu Dhabi was one of them. The other might have been Jeddah, not Bahrain. Definitely when he races, he's up there fighting. Okay, so this is not really a fast lap. Let's see, it's Montero out of the hairpin. He's gonna start his lap right now. Mills is heading out of the pits, so we'll go with him right after Montero. And Matt Harto also on an out lap. He's still early in the lap, so let's go with Montero for now. Keep an eye on the sector times. It's a very difficult circuit, this one. You gotta set up the car for the straights, but then you also have some very quick turns like this one. Very easy to lose control there and hit the wall. I mean, the track is really unforgiving. Purple sector 1/10 quicker than Argenis Riviera. Alright, another tricky section here with the massive bumps. And here's where, if you remember more than 10 years ago with Robert Kubica had the gigantic accident there that left him out of the race in Indianapolis, and I think he missed another one, but that was so crazy that he survived that one. I still remember that. That was quite fresh. I think it was in 2008 or so. But Montero is looking good for pole position, very well there through the chicane and the wall of champions, but it's gonna be tight. Let's see. Oh no, he misses 58 thousandths of a second. He lost it there through the chicane. I think he got in a little bit too aggressive. But he has time. I think he has time to get into the pits and go out again. Mills hitting the wall. And he's seeing some traffic ahead. That is one of the Hasses, I think. That is Juan del Castillo. 2/10 off the pace there for Josh Mills. Difficult to tell if... yeah, this is an aborted lap for sure for Josh Mills. And now let's go. Well, Matt Harto's in the pits. I wonder he's probably waiting towards the end. Meanwhile, Argenis Riviera setting... Oh, and then I obviously cursed. Commentators curse. I mean, he did a very good sector 1, but then lost it. Now he's gonna have to go out again, even though he's still first. Oh my God, everybody's crap. Oh my goodness, what was that? Okay, who is that? That's gotta be either Sean Higgins. Where is Sean Higgins? Higgins in the pits. Well, he probably retired, and the other one is Fisher, so it's... Ugh, that was a crazy one. Okay, alright, back to hopefully normality here. I think Riviera is gonna head into the pits, fix the car, and then he's gonna have a few spare seconds to go out again. Let's see, Montero is on his out lap. It's definitely gonna be his last chance. Matt Harto still sitting in the pits. He's comfortable there in 3rd place. There's not too much room there for Hart. I mean, he could get overtaken, but by Kovacic and Josh Mills, who's definitely gonna go out again. Still making his way back after that bump he had on the wall, and then the traffic. This should be pit, although no, he can't go into the pits at this point. He's not gonna have enough time for a flying lap. So let's see. Let's stick with Josh Mills for now. Let's see if Montero is behind Mills. So let's go with... Oh my God, what a... this is not going Mills' way. Mills has to abort. So he's going to have to start back from the 3rd row momentarily. So the championship leader struggling here in qualifying. Definitely hitting the wall didn't help, and also finding traffic. I think it was a Ferrari that he found. So we have Argenis Riviera and Ezequiel Montero, probably the two fighting for pole position, because Matt Harto is... He said he's enough with this lap time, probably did his best lap time. Let me see. He did a 1:09.5, and in practice he had a 1:09.4, so that's pretty close. Here we go, out lap for Argenis Riviera and Ezequiel Montero, setting the fastest sector 1. but he's now with traffic ahead, and that is Josh Mills. I don't even know why he's out there. He's not gonna have enough time to start the lap. This section of the track is so difficult to get right. So the checker flag is out. Let's see if Montero can keep it together this time. He was doing very well last time around, but had a too aggressive entry at the chicane and then lost a little bit of time there. So it's only 58 thousandths of a second between Argenis Riera and Ezequiel Montero for pole position. Oh, this time was even worse. No, this is definitely gonna be slower. That was way too aggressive for Ezequiel Montero, 6/10 of a second. He loses there. Meanwhile, Argenis Riera trying to make the gap bigger, even though it's pointless at this time. He's still improving on the fastest lap. Let's see how it takes the chicane. Okay, this is much smoother than Montero. Should be quicker. Let's see by how much. Oh my god, 4 thousandths lower, but he made it into the 108s, the only driver in the 108s. Argenis Riera yet again with another pole position here in SimRacingHub. It will be his 3rd consecutive pole position at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. That is an impressive feat by Argenis Riera, always grabbing all the pole positions he can. There we go. He's gonna make his way back to the pits. There's only 2 cars out there on track right now. Argenis Riera and the other one is Aaron Rabi, who's in P7. So we'll go through the results quickly here while the drivers return. Let's see what we have. Alright, so starting in pole position, we have Argenis Riera for Aston Martin. In 2nd place, we have Ezequiel Montero for Mercedes. 3rd place for Matt Harto in the Williams. 4th, finally a resurgence for Dejan Kovacic in the Ferrari. In 5th place with a terrible qualifying, Josh Mills for the only Red Bull that we have tonight. Darren Fisher in P6 for the Sauber team. He's also Canadian. I don't think he's from Montreal, but again a local race for him. Aaron Rabi, the first McLaren, in P7. P8, his teammate Juan Orrego. In P9, Elise Tape, who had a freak accident a few days ago where he lost a few teeth. So I'm actually impressed as he's racing tonight, so he's probably fighting through the pain. He's in P9 for Racing Bulls. And rounding up the top 10, we have Alejandro Sanabria, who's been having a dip in form recently in the Mercedes. So let's go with the second half. We have Jacobo Cardoso, the first of the 2 Hasses, in 11th place. Richard Walcott, I'm surprised, down there in P12 for the Williams. Sotiris Stergiou in P13 for Ferrari, and then we have the 2 Alpines of Acosta and Cooper in 14th and 15th place. Sean Higgins probably was the Sauber that we saw spinning there in P16. Bill Worrell in P17 for Racing Bulls. Ricardo Sr. at the usual back of the grid in P18 for Aston Martin, and the last car to set a lap time was Juan del Castillo in P19, also with a very large dip in form. Alright, so with that, let's have a look at any penalties or who pressed escape and went out again. This is one of those tracks where drivers can get sneaky and try to go out again, and this time nobody did that. That's good. Alright, let's move on to the warm-up. Okay, let's set up the grid. Looks like we're not gonna have JP tonight. Let's have a quick chat to see if he replies, but it's kinda unusual to not have Jean-Pierre Lalancette with us. There's no specifics. Hello, I was actually surprised you didn't say anything yet. So yes, Josh not doing well so far. Had a struggle in qualifying with lots of traffic, and hitting the wall didn't help either. So here we go, 4 minutes to go until we start. Let's see if I can set up the grid while we wait for the time to expire, and then we go over the standings. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so that's that. Let's go ahead and go over the standings. Okay, so leading the championship, at least for now, it's Josh Mills with 104 points. That's a very good advantage. I mean, that's the only way you can beat Argenis Riera. You cannot be dropping points throughout the season. Otherwise, it's going to catch you up. So Argenis Riera, remember, he missed the first race. And I think he had a DNF. Yes, he had a DNF in the second round in Japan while leading the race. So double zeros at the beginning. And now look at that. He's already in second place in the standings. So Ezequiel Montero, after having a great start, you know, leading the championship after round 1 and then second place in Japan, has had 2 DNFs and a poor finish there. In that was, I think it was in Jeddah, where he got only 8 points. So that he's there in 3rd spot, recently overtaken by Argenis Riera. Glenn Cooper, after a few great results so far, he had a 0 there in Bahrain, but managed to recover. He's there in 4th spot for Alpine. And Richard Walcott, look at that, 2 third place finishes in a row there. He's putting that Williams in 5th spot. Jean-Pierre Lalancette in 6th. Juan Orrego in 7th for McLaren. Alejandro Sanabria in 8th for the other Mercedes. I mean, look at that dip. He had 15.66 and then 2 and 0. So not doing well, Alejandro Sanabria, maybe struggling with the car setup. Matt Harto, who was looking for a great finish on the last race, but had a collision with Ezequiel Montero, you know, trying to make a pass where there was basically no gap. So that put both cars into retirement pretty much. So that's why you see 1 point there and Ezequiel with 0. And then in finishing up the top 10, we have Jacobo Cardoso with some consistency showing up after returning from his trip for round 3. So let's see if we can switch now to the teams standings. Okay, it should be up right now. There we go. So leading the championship by a look at that amount of points, 60 points ahead of Mercedes. That would be the Red Bull Racing team. But tonight they're going to be suffering from a loss of Jean-Pierre Lalancette. In 3rd place we have Aston Martin, again Long Riera, car number 43, already in 3rd place. And then the Williams duo of Richard Walcott and Matt Harto right there in 4th. BWT Alpine F1 for Acosta and Glenn Cooper are in 5th. And then the McLaren duo of Orrego and Ravi in 6th spot. Monogram has F1 in 7th, and then Stake F1 team Geek Sauber in 8th. And then we have the teams with the fewest points, Scuderia Ferrari with a mere 9 points. Really struggling to get grips of this car this year. The European duo here of Kovacic and Stergiou. And then last on the grid is the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls F1 team of Bill Worrell and Elise Tape, only 2 points. So let's see what happens tonight. Elise Tape, also Canadian. Let's see if he can manage to score some points for this team. Alright, so we are only probably a few minutes to go before we go to the actual race. Let's see how much we have. A few seconds actually. There's some cars out there. Yeah, you missed quite a weird qualifying. It was mostly influenced by traffic, I would say. It's expected on a street circuit like this one. I mean, it's very narrow, so if you find a car, it's pretty much an aborted lap at that point. So yeah, we have the checker flag out. Let's see if we can move on to the actual race. Let's inform the drivers. There we go. Let's switch to the next session. Okay, now I gotta do the usual tricks here to see if I can get the replay. Alright, let's get back to the stream. Here we have already a few cars heading to the grid. Hopefully everything runs smoothly. I didn't get to see the mini races on Tuesday, so I have no idea how they went. I would expect some craziness happening. This track always provides entertainment. Alright, so here we go. Launch for formation lap, and then we'll go through this. Oh, some driver sitting. Okay, there we go. Finally engages first gear, although it looks like... Oh, that's Matt Hartog. Oh, my Matt Hartog struggling. Matt had to retire. Let's we need to abort the start. We gotta abort because we have a procedure for drivers that retire in the formation. Alright, there we go, as usual. As usual, things don't go as planned. So let's see, I gotta make sure we put everything in the right sessions. Alright. Not really sure what happened there. But we have a procedure in the rules that if a driver retires during the formation lap, we have to give him 2 minutes to rejoin. Maybe some hardware issue for Matt, but we'll wait for him. Let's give him some chance to show up. I'll be keeping an eye. Alright, let's see. It disconnected very quickly, so I'm wondering if that was some type of internet issue, although we saw him kind of jumping around. So yeah, the drivers are gonna go again for another warm-up session while he rejoins. Good thing we were moving with schedule, so no major delays. So this is what I call the Adam Freitas rule. So if Adam is watching our streams, this is you are the origin of this rule, with all the disconnections that you used to suffer. All right, let's do this. Hard twist ready. Let's go. Abdel Castillo doing a late pit stop to the bathroom. Yeah, tends to do that before the start of a race, as if this is an endurance race. Not really sure he can really hold it for 2 hours. Maybe drinks too much water. Yep, he should probably use Pampers for sure. Juan del Castillo, always with the same message. Gotta pee before the start. You don't want to pee while driving. Although the real drivers do that. I know a few that have done that before, but you have to be desperate. Alright, so 19 cars. Alright, Juan is back. Let's go. Let me make sure we set the grid again. Alright, hopefully everything works this time. No disconnections or anything. Okay. It's been a busy start for this race. We have already Josh Mills lining up. Let's go with the Harto, where he had the trouble getting off the line there. Hopefully things work out smoothly this time. We have a few more seconds before the start of the formation lap. And then we're gonna walk through the grid. Okay, looks like everybody was able to get off the line this time around. So with that, let's go through the starting order for this race. We have our Janis Riera leading the field next to Ezequiel Montero, and then Matt Harto in third place for Williams, Dejan Kovacic in fourth for Ferrari. Fifth place for Josh Mills with a poor qualifying, Darren Fisher in sixth for Sauber, the two McLarens of Aaron Rabi and Juan Orrego in seventh and eighth. Ninth spot belongs to Elise Tate for Racing Bulls, and in 10th we have Alejandro Sanabria for Mercedes, Jacobo Cardoso in 11th for Haas, and Richard Walcott in 12th for Williams. 13th spot for Sotiri Stergiou in the Ferrari, Oro Acosta 14th for Alpine, Clint Cooper in 15th, and Sean Higgins in 16th place. Bill Worrell in 17th for Racing Bull, Ricardo Sr. in P18, and Juan del Castillo hopefully a few pounds lighter after that massive P he had before the start of the warm-up. He's in 19th spot, so everything to gain for Juan del Castillo at this point. Okay, let's see. Let's have everything turn on here. The drivers are approaching the hairpin, and we are about to start round 6 of the SimRacingHub 2026 Championship. Very interesting championship so far. Janis Riera with the double zeros he had initially in the first 2 rounds, making the championship interesting. Hopefully we're gonna see a battle at least until the last race of the season. Otherwise he's gonna do the same as he normally does and doesn't even show up for Brazil when he has a massive advantage. The last car on the field is the back straight. That's Juan del Castillo. See, hopefully I have all the data turn on. Now we have to wait. Montero is desperate there to get to the first row. Everybody with the warm tires, but now they have to wait, and they wait. And there's at the back Juan del Castillo. So let's see what's gonna happen at this start. This is a track where it's very hard to get by without an incident at the start of the race. Everything gets so narrow, especially in turn 1 and 2. You see multiple incidents there. But here we go. Hopefully the lights are going to turn on without issues. There we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are racing in Montreal, and you can see already Montero, I think, had a false start. False start there for Montero for sure. There he goes, the penalty. So very bad start for Ezequiel Montero, jumping the gun too early. And looks like we made it through the field. Well, that would be a surprise if we continue this way through the... Let's see. Okay, we have a spinning. That was Ricardo, I think. Ricardo Senior. Yes, correct. So it looks like everybody made it just fine. Meanwhile, that's advantage for Matt Harto there. This penalty for Montero, so he's gonna take advantage. He told me today that if he wins this race, he's gonna come back and rejoin me in the commentator booth. I want to see that happening for sure. So we're rooting for Matt Harto. You know, he's chasing there Argenis Riera, so no major movement there. Oh, there he goes. He's gonna go for the pass. Matt Harto. Look at Harto. It's gonna go for the pass. Wow. Harto with a great start. We gotta start turning on everything we can. With this is gonna be very hard. I mean, he has a soft tire. Argenis Riera has the medium, so if Harto needs to, he has some hope here. He has to make a pass early because these tires are gonna give up much quicker than the mediums. In fact, he's already starting to lose ground there while the mediums take temperature. Alright, so Montero needs to be serving the penalty early, and that's gonna put a big dent at his chances tonight. Actually, let's have a look at the previous winners here. So Montero won it last year, actually. He's had great results so far, but probably had some bad luck. I had one of those in 2023 where Josh Mills took the lead from me on the final few turns of the race. That was a painful one to swallow. I lost by 0.6 of a second, but yeah, there we are. So this, I don't think it's going to be another victory for Montero. He's going through the pits. Let's see if this is a stop and go penalty or a simple drive through. If it is a stop and go, this is going to be it for Montero. It's going to put him at the back of the grid. Okay, it is just a drive-through. Okay, so it's fine. It's gonna be making ground quickly. Up ahead again, we have Argenis Riera and Matt Harto. Harto still keeping up with Riera. It's time to start turning on all the information here in the tower on the left. So far, 19 cars are still on track. That's always great to see. So the only one, actually, Ricardo Senior is the last car on the field. So Montero came out after that penalty in P16. He's going to be trying to make up the ground as quickly as possible. Okay, back to the front. We're gonna have to keep an eye on this fight, although we probably are missing a few other fights. The two Alpines there didn't make any ground, so Costa and Cooper definitely struggling in this track. It's kind of weird to see them both outside of the points. So Kovacic still in 4th, that's good. Alright, everybody surviving the first few laps, that's always positive. Alright, so it's 1 second difference now between Riera and Harto. That means the DRS will not be open for Matt Harto. It's gonna be more difficult now to catch. So where's our friend Josh Mills? He's now in 3rd place, so he's made up 2 places already. That was kind of expected. Obviously, he had a bad qualifying, struck by traffic and also hitting the wall, so that didn't help. He probably would have been 3rd place or around the top. Maybe 3rd or 4th, because Harto showed some great pace in qualifying. It was actually so good that he decided just to do 1 lap, and that's it. He gave up on the rest. So Richard Walcott in P10. Look at this fight that we have here. I want to have to turn on the extended battle because it's a multiple cars fight here for 7th. It looks like it is Jacobo Cardoso holding up this field. We have, what, 5 cars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. Yes, 5 cars fighting for 7th place. So Cardoso trying to maintain the pressure here. Will not be easy. Lisa Tape is quite an aggressive driver, so whenever he has a chance, he's gonna go for it, although the gap is still a little bit far to make any type of move. This is getting interesting for sure. Alejandro Zanabria, the last car in the pack. I mean, look at that ahead. Anything can happen. There's a McLaren trying to make a move. We have Alejandro Zanabria, Richard Walcott, and then Juan Orrego in the middle there. The orange McLaren, now the hairpin. Here's when it's gonna get interesting. Everybody is gonna have the DRS open. Let's see who's gonna be brave enough and just dive bomb it at the chicane. All right, who's in the chat? Just let's start getting the chat active here and asking questions or comments, whatever you have to say. Make it interesting. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go and take care of the baby. So far, the race is looking good so far. Nothing major. I see a car dropping down the order. Where's Ezekiel Montero? Ezekiel Montero in 15 spots. He now has to pass Glenn Cooper. That's gonna be a difficult task. Alright, let's see. We go back with Darren Fisher, who's being attacked by Aaron Rabi. And then 2 seconds behind is Jacobo Cardoso. So the pack is still relatively tight. It's 51 seconds difference. I think Sean Higgins had some sort of incident. Let's see if we can look at the replay of the start. Oh, actually I can't because I forgot to hit. Oh my god, there's always... Well, nothing happened as far as I can tell, so that's okay. Let's see if I can find out what happened with Higgins. Higgins already in the pits, and I think he retired. Okay, so what happened to Sean Higgins? Moving slowly there. Let's rewind it. Okay, so it looks like he spun the car on the hairpin. But that car looks kind of relatively damaged. I mean, that's not normal driving there. Anyways, we have our first DNF of the night. That's Sean Higgins for the Sauber. Thank you, thank you. Yes, I don't know if you guys have babies already, but the second one is a totally new level now of busyness. Yep. I wonder if we have... I haven't seen Panzerfaust in a while. It's been a few races since I saw his name in the chat, so we'll see if it shows up. We have a few people watching the race right now. Okay, so don't forget again to hit that like and subscribe button whenever you can. That's the way to get popular here on YouTube. It's the only way, the only metric that this system has. Here we go, hit that like and subscribe button. Alright, so Matt Harto dropping down the order. Now he got overtaken by Josh Mills. Let me see if I can show you the replay of that. Actually, he's dropping down the order substantially. Oh, he had a slight off track, that's why. So he lost it there at turn 1. Oh, what a snap oversteer he had there. So lost second place and then went over the grass, and then he got overtaken by Dejan Kovacic. So poor Matt Harto, he was trying to win the race and join me here in the next race, but I don't think this is gonna happen anytime soon tonight, unless there's some craziness or a red flag or something along those lines. But here we are. The order is starting to establish again. Riera in first, 5 seconds ahead of Josh Mills. And then we have this interesting fight here for the last step of the podium. So Hart is going to be under attack. I'm pretty sure those tires are vibrating like crazy, especially after that slide he had into turn 1. Probably brake bias was set too far to the back and caused that. But he's hopefully starting to pull away now from the back. So Harto is not really yet 1 second clear of Darren Fisher in second place. So Dejan Kovacic, that's actually where the fight is going on between Kovacic, Rabi and Fisher, because Kovacic It's one of the first cars that overtook Harto, and then somehow he's now behind all of them. Probably made some type of mistake. So we have a few cars in the pits. Otto Acosta with a long stop. That means there's some damage being fixed. Let me see if I can find it. There he is already with a broken front wing, and I'm gonna rewind it. Oh my god, did he lose it? I think he lost it on his own coming out of the turn. Right in front of all the traffic and his teammates. So there's Montero avoiding everything he could. And I think up ahead there was some slight contact. No, there's Montero. Oh my god, Montero is doing terrible. So after that great start of the season, Montero, everything's going south for the Argentinian. Was having some hopes that he would put up a fight for the championship, but this is not the way to do it. Definitely not the way to do it. Right, back ahead. Let's go with this fight for third. Matt Hartle, Darren Fisher, Aaron Rabi, and now Dejan Kovacic not even in the picture. There he is at the back. So Aaron Rabi trying to put the pressure here on the Swiss Fish in the green car. Another car is in the pits. That is the other Alpine. That's Glenn Cooper, also with a missing front wing. So I guess the Canadians are gonna get souvenirs tonight with pink and blue, after both Alpine drivers just couldn't keep together the car. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are probably sharing the same setup, and you can tell they are struggling like crazy. There we go, still fixing the car right there. Meanwhile, 6 seconds difference between Argenis Riera and Josh Mills. Riera is cruising in this race. We have another local flag in Sector 1. It would be great if this would tell me who spun or, or who triggered the flag, otherwise I have to be guessing. But let's see. Look at that. Hartor just holding up the field here between Rabi, Fisher. It's a fight for third, and it looks like one of these three drivers are gonna be getting that third spot. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be Richard Walcott, although you'll see a very long strategy from Richard Walcott driving 50 laps with the same compound and then sneaking by at the end of the race. We have Elisa Tape in the pits. I think that car is okay. Maybe this is one of those planned stops. Let's see how quickly this goes. This has the medium, ditches the mediums for the softs. So they have the second DNF by Glink. Oh, long stop. He's probably repairing some damage. 2 cars retired already. That would be Sean Higgins and Glyn Cooper. Cooper also British, but lives in Canada. So we have quite a number of Canadians here tonight. If I go through the list, let's see. We have Darren Fisher. We have Elise Tape. And then we have, well, it should have been Jean-Pierre Lalancette, but he's not here tonight. And also Glyn Cooper and Matt Hartle. They are all in Canada. Oh my god. This, what is going on? Is that Riera or... It looks like Riera had some type of lag there. Hit the wall slightly. So 8 positions lost for Elise Tape. So not only he's losing teeth, he's also losing time here tonight. Already a lap down, and 19 seconds behind 16th place Otto Acosta, which is very weird seeing his name this far down the grid. Alright, back up front, Argenis Riera and Matt Hartle, they had some... Sorry, Darren Fisher and Matt Hartle are changing positions, and this is getting heated. There's Fisher going to try to make a move now. Matt Hartle, poor Hartle, without the DRS, there's not much to do on this straight. Ooh, and now the McLaren's getting very close. So now Hartle, I don't know, I think, no, he doesn't have the DRS either, so that's the large disadvantage on this track. Oh, Rabi makes a move on the inside. What a great pass there by Aaron Rabi. Now Hartle is in 4th. And there's Dejan Kovacic smelling blood here, probably blue blood. Is royal blood there for Matt Hartle. Look at this fight. Now everybody's fighting for second place because Josh Mills probably pitted. Let's see, let's make sure. Let's see, I think Mills already pitted. Yes, I see Mills with 1 pit stop. Wow, what a fight here that we're watching. And now Aaron Rabbit. Oh, I saw some dirt coming up. Maybe they hit traffic. Matt Hart. Oh my goodness, what happened here? Let me rewind. I think there was something going on while I was checking Josh Mills pit stop. Let's see what happened here. So they all went around just fine there. Let's move ahead as far as possible. I think they probably hit traffic, or Harto goes on the inside. Oh, and they both spin together. Oh my god, and there's a oh. No, and then that was too much. That grass is usually wet, and then the car slides into the wall, and now Matt Harto has to get to the pits and repair that car and maybe dump those soft compounds. Well, I guess the only positive here for Harto is that he was probably about to pit anyway, so there he goes. He puts the set of hards and he's gonna go the distance here, and I don't think he's gonna be able to make to the end with those C3s. We actually have the softest tires for this race: C3, C4 and C5. So poor Matt Harto there with that incident with Aaron Rabi. Aaron Rabi somehow survived, but pretty sure those tires are square after that slide. Look at that view from the hairpin. All the cars lining up, fighting for third place. Now Darren Fisher, Canadian as well, is in second place. So this is one of those races where you get crazy results. Let's see what we had last year. We had Montero winning, Riera in second, and Mills in third. So that is the total opposite of crazy. You can't get more predictable than that one. Alright, so we haven't seen much of the race leader. Here's Argenis Riera already with a 13-second gap. So you can go to sleep at this point and maybe wake up and he'll still be leading the race. So the fight here is actually for second place. Could be Fisher, it could be Kovacic, it could be Rabi. And look at that, Richard Walcott in P5. It's already there within striking distance for the podium. Even Jacobo Cardoso is there, so this is gonna be interesting. This is one of those races where you need to capitalize on any points. And Cardoso and is doing just that. Also Aaron Rabi, he's shown a great pace, but for some reason has so many retirements. I think he has some hardware issues, but hopefully he can get it together this time and maybe grab some good points already in P4. Wow, we have a fight here. Josh Mills. Josh, look at that train of cars. It's so hard to keep up here. Who do I show? I have so many fights going on. This is so good about this track. Okay, I think I saw parts of a car there parked next to the entry of turn 1. Let's see if I can find a car that's behind. Elisete Matt Harto now is in 16th place, so that fix took a long time. So he's now going to have to pass OTTO Acosta and Bill Whirl. Let's see how long that takes. Let's go back up front with this. All these fights are happening. Where's Ezequiel Montero? Ezequiel on his own. Wow. Everything happening at once. So there's Mills fighting Sanabria, and then Jacobo Cardoso. This is gonna be a three-way fight into the chicane and the wall of champions. None of these three drivers are champions, by the way. So let's see. Okay, so Mills makes the move on Sanabria and is right behind Jacobo Cardoso in the Haas. He's gonna go for it to turn 1. Cardoso not really going to put a fight there. He knows he's not fighting Josh Mills. He is fighting Sanabria. Alright, that was great to see. We have Sotiri Stereo heading into the pits. Let's see if this is a quick one or a long repair. That looks fine. So yep, no repairs for the Greek. And Darren Fisher is leading the race. Let's have a moment of glory here for the Sauber driver in his homeland. I don't think any of the driver, I think Elisa Tape is probably the only one that's from Montreal. I think the rest are in Toronto, and then don't remember if there's one that's from Vancouver, but yeah. This used to be also the home race of John Cook. Again, he was Canadian, and he used to go to the actual real race. I had to miss a few events here because of the real race, so again, we are missing John Cook. Give it some time here for Fisher, who's leading the race. You don't get to see this often here in SimRacingHub. A race leader other than Josh Mills, Argenis Riera, Ezekiel Montero. Anything out of that is quite unusual. So 2 DNF so far. I haven't seen any new retirements, but there's quite a substantial gap between the leader and the last car, which is Elisa Tape, has 60 seconds. Not really a lap down, but soon to be. So I suppose Argenis Riera pitted, otherwise, yes, that's why he dropped to second place. Alright, so let's, Riera is already catching Fisher. So he doesn't want to give away too many laps led here. He wants to, keep control of that statistic. Speaking of statistics, I may have some here. By the way, the curse of the pole position was broken on the last race. So far we had the for 4 straight races pretty much. Everybody that started in the pole position didn't win the race or had some type of DNF. So Riera took charge and broke the curse in Abu Dhabi 2 weeks ago. He got pole position and then dominated the race and scored the victory. So I still have yet to know what happened to Jean-Pierre Lalancet, not even showing up on Discord, so I'm wondering if he had some type of emergency or something. Hopefully everything is fine for him. So Riera retaking the lead of the race. That was not even a fight. Fisher has, worn down soft tires, so this is looking like a very easy victory for Argenis Riera. Let's see if we have any other fights going on. Oh, okay. I got some massive lag. It always scares me, especially when I'm on Riera or somebody from South America with the poor connection. Let's see, any small gaps? Fisher, no. Fisher is heading into the pits. Tricky entry here where you're going full throttle and then you don't have to brake at the same spot as you do for the chicane, so it's very easy to overshoot this one and have a speeding in the pit lane penalty. So let's see if this is a smooth stop. Okay, very quick. I still see the soft tires on, but I don't, probably not that it's gonna be the same once they load. So we have a few other cars in the pits as well. Jacobo Cardoso and Aaron Gravi coming out. There's Cardoso coming out in 8th spot. Ezekiel Montero rounding up the turns. Are they gonna meet at the exit? Not really. So Cardoso right in the points still. So let's see if we have any other fight. We have 1 second. So all of a sudden, after the pit rotations, the field is starting to spread out a little bit. So the closest gap we have at the moment, it's Ezekiel Montero and Jacobo Cardoso. Dejan Kovacic setting fastest sector 1. Probably has a brand new set of mediums. It's time for some water. This episode of the race is provided by H2O. We don't really have a sponsor here for water, so feel free if you sell some water. Feel free. Alright, so not a purple sector 2 for Dejan Kovacic. Let's see who has the fastest lap of the race. That belongs to Argenis Riera, 112.7. See how fast is this one from Kovacic. Sets the not the fastest lap, but a 112.8, so that's not bad. Alright, looking at the gaps here. So Elisa Tape next to Ricardo Senior. Oh, oof, okay, that was close. Ricardo Senior always fighting towards the back of the grid. That's so hard to believe, you know, having Argenis Riera as teammate with all his setup knowledge and all of that, and also his racecraft, and yet you're always at the back of the field. I mean, you probably need to replace those hands and feet. Alright, enough trashing of Ricardo Senior. I always enjoy doing that. We have our own laughs with that, so it's not I don't do it to be mean, but just to have my laughs with him. Alright, so what else do we have? Well, looks like everything's starting to spread out a little bit, so maybe I'll have to show you some on boards. Show a little bit of Argenis Riera to see how smooth that car goes around this track. Another retirement as Oro Acosta. He decided it's enough. He kind of looked that way since qualifying with both of the Alpines not doing very well. Alright, so Riera is 6 seconds ahead of Josh Mills. Mills is already... The wife is asking me to turn off the lights so that the baby can go to sleep. Alright, let's see. This is what happens when you have everything smart. Forget that you can hit some switches and turn it off. Now I have to go to the phone and check the apps and turn off the lights like that. Alright, we have a fight here for 4th between Orrego and Sanabria. These two joke each other. Orrego from Uruguay and Alejandro Sanabria, Argentinian. They are in their own, you know, little Latin group with Ezequiel Montero and Aaron Rabi, Jacobo Cardoso. It's quite fun to be there. And they are like taunting each other. So. But here they are, Orrego in 4th. Orrego always quiet, but somehow he sneaks into the points, and he's not really like barely into the points, he's well inside the points now in 4th. And look at that, dark horse, Richard Walcott. Already in P3 and lapping his teammate, who started in up front and now somehow is down there. After that collision that he had with the wall, sliding on the grass and losing the front wing, that definitely cost everything to Matt Harto. So he's gonna be showing the blue flag. I mean, who's ahead of the two? Okay, so actually Walcott is ahead of Harto. So Harto is in 15th spot. I had my hopes that I would see Harto tonight, at least in the podium, but it's definitely not looking that way. So we have another car in the pits. That's maybe will he get out of the car and go to the bathroom and have another long stop? We'll see. We'll see. Let's see how quickly this goes for Juan del Castillo, Mr. PP. Okay, that was a quick one. That was as planned. Juan Orrego into the pits. Actually, Richard Walcott is in the pits. He was in the podium. Now let's see where he comes out. Set of soft tires. So he's dropping down the order. He's in 7th. Where's Jacobo Cardoso? Cardoso is into turn 1, and there's Richard Walcott right ahead. Alright, so Walcott not losing too many spots. I mean, he still can get to the podium. There's Fischer trying to make up some ground. Now he's stuck between some cars, so now he has to pass Alejandro Sanabria. We check if Sanabria has to pit. Sanabria hasn't pitted yet, so he's the only car out there without a pit stop. Alejandro Sanabria, so he's gonna get out of the way soon. Meanwhile, Fischer, who was in 2nd place before the pit rotation, is now looking at probably a 3rd place. 3rd place, because Juan Orrego probably needs to pit as well. Well, Orrego also pitted, but how early? Ooh. So he makes the pass. Made the pass and had some little bit of an off-road there next to the Wall of Champions. Okay, we're starting to see some extended battles here. A few cars within 2 seconds. So we have Sanabria, Fischer. Maybe it's a great... Okay, so there's Jacobo Cardoso and Richard Walcott. So Walcott... Alright, let me see. I gotta show a replay of this. Let me see if I can catch it in time, but Walcott... I think Walcott had to make some passes here. Maybe... No. Look at that. Look at Walcott. I think that's traffic ahead. Blue flags everywhere. Blue flag for the blue car. Let's go. Alright, so and then okay, so that's, I think that was, yeah, that's lag. Nobody crashed. Luckily. Okay, so back live. We have fastest lap by Argenis Riera, still 17 at 12.7, sorry. Aaron Rabi chasing Aaron Rabi, actually Sanabria in the pits, so that's why the gap was looking smaller. And Sanabria had a quick stop, so no repairs. And then we have Ezequiel Montero. Ezequiel Montero trying to make some ground. Look at that, how costly that was. That false start that he had at the beginning of the race. Definitely, the lights actually took a while to go off, so maybe that's why he was a little bit, nervous to get off the line and then pass Argenis Riera, and then he definitely backed. Oh man, what was the term? Backfire. That's the term I was looking for. Really backfired on him. Elisa Tapes in the pits. Let's see if this is another long stop. I think I see a full front wing attached. Let's see, another long one or short one. There we go. Not Juan Orrego in the pits. And there's Darren Fischer going back to the podium again in P3. So the gap right now between Riera and Mills is 11 seconds. Let's see if Mills can pull some magic out of the hat and get closer to Riera, but it doesn't look that way. I think Riera is going to continue shooing up the points and getting closer to the championship lead every race. I mean, this would be his 3rd consecutive victory for Argenis Riera. Got the hang of the car early on, and then, yeah. Qualifying is very important. That's why you gotta start at least next to Riera if you want to have a chance of beating him. Because in the race he's very strong, especially when you have clear air up front, no traffic. You can just relax and be in the zone, as they say. Okay, I don't see any small gaps. Actually, let's run through the order. So we have Argenis Riera 11 seconds ahead of Josh Mills in P2. And then P3 we have Darren Fischer, who's a full 13 seconds behind Josh Mills. And then behind Fischer we have Aaron Rabi, 4 seconds behind him. 8 seconds behind Rabi we have Richard Walcott in P5. 2 seconds behind Walcott, we have Jacobo Cardoso. 1.6 seconds behind Cardoso, we have Juan Orrego. Ezequiel Montero 2 seconds behind Orrego in P8, and then his teammate is 1.5 seconds behind. I guess Sanabria just stopped a few laps ago. And then rounding up the points is Sotiris Stergiou 3 seconds, a full 49 seconds behind Argenis Riera in the lead. Then out of the points we have Dejan Kovacic, who was having a great start of the race. He's now in 11th place, 51 seconds behind the leader, 2 seconds behind his teammate, Sotiris Stergiou. And then we go to the drivers who have been struggling tonight. Matt Harto already a lap down and 42 seconds behind P11, his favorite position. So it's gonna take some work here to get into P11 for Harto. Elise Tape 1.8 seconds behind Matt Harto. Juan Del Castillo 13 seconds behind Tape. Bill Whirl P15, 12 seconds behind Del Castillo. And then the last car on field running, it's Ricardo Sr. 7 seconds behind, a lap down to Argenis Riera, his teammate. So here we have Orrego. Here is Orrego and Sanabria. No, Sanabria and Montero. I don't think it's going to be a fight here. I doubt that Sanabria is going to put some type of risk here for the Mercedes team. They're probably having instructions by Toto Wolff. Don't hit each other. That's all you have to do. Juan Orrego. Let's go with Orrego, who's chasing Jacobo Cardoso. It should be an interesting one. We have 40 laps remaining. Wow, this race is going quite slow. I think it was much farther than that, so we're not even halfway there. Okay, so I was having hopes that it was going to be an interesting race at the beginning, but the pit stops are not doing not doing any good to the race. But okay, ideally it's gonna all converge at the end, and we're gonna have some great fights. But there's Orrego trying to make the move on Jacobo Cardoso, and he goes ahead. Some slice there. Let's see if Cardoso wants to attack again. Retake P6 from the Uruguayan driver. There's who's that ahead? I think there's traffic. Trying to identify. Let's see if I can see it from Orrego's car. Is that a Racing Bull? Yes, it's being shown the blue flag, so that's a Racing Bull. Again, now Cardoso has to make the move. Yes, again. All right. All clear. It's either Bill Whirl or Elise Tape. I think it was Bill. Alright, back to, let's go with Kovacic and Sotiris Stergiou. And there again I see the blue flags being shown. Okay, there's Sotiris making the move, and then Dejan Kovacic. And now the fight for the last point between the same team. What do they do? Do they make a move? Do they let Kovacic by because he's a quicker driver? Let's see what's gonna happen here. I see the two Mercedes are split, if you saw the picture there. Okay, so Kovacic is now in P10. He's gonna start gaining some ground on Ezequiel Montero. Let's keep an eye on that gap. We have, meanwhile, Josh Mills. Somehow he's in P4 behind Aaron Graby. So let's see if I can catch it on a quick replay. Oh, that's because he just split it. Let's see if it was a scheduled one. Yes, that was a quick one. Okay, so back to normal here. We have Josh Mills just taking back his third place. And Darren Fisher, again, is in second place. So Fisher, if everything goes well, he's gonna finish in the podium. But he needs to take care of the tires for sure. It's a fight to watch right now, Sanabria and Jacobo Cardoso. I gotta step away for a moment here, and I'm gonna leave it with these cars, Sanabria and Cardoso. I'll be back in a few minutes. Gruzny. I see Gruzny in the chat. That's Ricardo Senior. Well, we had retirement from Ricardo Senior while I was away. So these two are still fighting. We have a fight for the third spot in the podium. So something's going on with Fisher, not sure. Okay, let's go back with Sanabria and Cardoso. Actually with Tape and Harto. So 1 second's different. Poor Matt Harto, I think, well, it's only 22 seconds now. He's making up some ground so that he can finish in his favorite position, P11. Back with Cardoso and Sanabria. This seems to be the fight at the moment. Well, so far it's only 7 seconds behind. I wonder if Riera had another stop. So both Riera and Mills are showing up with 2 stops. So Mills looks like it's reducing the gap slightly. Actually, the last lap from Riera was a 1:15.0 and Mills did a 1:12.2. So maybe Riera had some type of issue in the last lap. Let's go with Riera and have a look. Have a look at the driving, if he's struggling with something. Probably a pit stop coming up soon. I don't think the soft are able to do half the race distance, so he's probably gonna dump them and put either the hards or the mediums to go to the end of the race. So the lead is back up to 10 seconds, so Riera is turning on the next gear. As usual, he's in total control of the race, so he can manage, you know, to have a slow lap. 1:11.8. Let's see this one from Mills. I think he had to deal with traffic. Maybe the slow lap from Riera had to do with traffic, because now Mills did a 1:14.4, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was actually the traffic that influenced the slow lap time. And now Riera just set the purple sector 1, so he's trying to regain that lead that he had. And this seems to be the lap where he's going to set the fastest lap of the race that currently belongs to Josh Mills, 1:11.7. Almost a tenth faster than Argenis Riera. Greetings from Lima, Peru. Like a true champion, I crash into the wall of champions. Likewise, go Argenis. Make minds. No, I don't know what that word is. Minds meet of them. Okay. Well, you crash the wall of champions if you consider the order in reverse. I'm sure you will be the champion. Okay, so fastest lap of the race, Argenis Riera, 1:11.6. Now stretch the gap to 10.7 seconds against Josh Mills, and now we don't have an actual fight going on. What happened to Sanabria and Orrego? Now they're spread it out. Sanabria and Cardoso, sorry. Cardoso was much closer than this. Now it's 4.5 seconds behind the Mercedes driver. Here's Ricardo having his laugh. There we go. Oh yes. I want to start making a bet here to see if we're gonna see you in the points this year. It's only 6 races so far. Not even close. Not even close to the points. Okay, 1.5 seconds between Aaron Rabi and Richard Walcott. 2 seconds is usually a pit stop related gap. Yes, seems to be the case. Go back with Walcott, who's catching Aaron Rabi. Last lap, Walcott did a 1:13.9 and Rabi did a 14.6. So Walcott is 7/10 quicker than the McLaren driver, so this is gonna get interesting soon. The gap is within DRS. Let's see if it opens. Not yet. I think we gotta wait for another lap. Was close to 1 second once they got to the detection point. Now let's keep an eye on Richard Walcott, 7/10 behind Aaron Rabi in 4th. Wow, an off-road excursion here by Juan del Castillo. Juan del Castillo and Bill Whirl. I'm not sure if they're having some wheel-and-wheel collisions here heading into the chicane. But this is another fight to watch. Even though it's at the very back of the field, Juan del Castillo is the last running car in 15th place. Pit stop by Darren Fisher. Oh, is it? No, I don't think it's missing part of the front wing. Let's see. Hopefully this is a quick one. Otherwise, he will definitely lose the podium. See how long this goes. Okay, that was a scheduled stop. A bunch of cars in the pits. Everybody's in the pits now. Aaron Rabi in the pits. Juan Orrego is also in the pits, and it's the McLaren team, so they double stack the cars. That was barely made. Oh my god, long stop by Juan Orrego. So this is only gonna play in favor of Ezequiel Montero, who's getting another position now in P8. Okay, back to, let's go with Alejandro Sanabria chasing Darren Fisher, but Sanabria needs to pit again. So this is not gonna be a fight for too long. I mean, Sanabria has worn tires. And Fisher should be good to the rest of the race. So 28 laps to go. Now, where's the other fight that we were watching? We're watching Del Castillo and Whirl, and all of a sudden it's 3.3 seconds, so that didn't go anywhere. So this seems to be the closest gap that we have, Fisher and Sanabria, and it's just gonna extend as we go in the laps here. "20 seconds behind." Right, Richard Walcott is 20 seconds behind. Josh Mills in 2nd place. Alright, it looks like the positions are gonna be pretty much defined at the next rotation in the pits. And it looks like it's gonna be Riera, Mills, and probably either Richard Walcott or Darren Fisher. It depends on the pace that Walcott is gonna show at the end. But it's going to be between those two guys. I don't think Sanabria is going to pull off a miracle here and get a podium finish. Even though he's not too far behind, only 7 seconds behind Walcott. Okay, we have 6/10 behind Aaron Rabi and Jacobo Cardoso. Cardoso having a great race, actually. He's in P6. Quiet there, but yeah. Strong result so far. Hopefully I didn't jinx him, because now it's gonna be Aaron Rabi all over that Haas and with the DRS. Will Aaron stick or not? Yeah, stick to what? I want to see if he actually finishes the race for once. So he makes the move and he passes Jacobo Cardoso, and now he has a DRS advantage. But it seems like he's quicker. So we have a yellow sector 2. No idea who's down the order. Cameraman is a little bit lost, trying to look for Ezequiel Montero in 8th. Purple sector 3 for Darren Fisher. So that set of mediums is working very well. Looking down the field right now to see if there's a gap worth showing. Oh no, no, no! That's it for the Swiss fish. That engine has just given up. Wow, what a... Oh my goodness, that was tough luck there for Darren Fisher. He was doing so good tonight, and then the engine decided to give up. So that means Richard Walcott is on his way of another third place finish, his third consecutive one. So the dark horse, the one Bermudan, Richard Walcott, getting another 15 points. Yes, 15 points in the bag, at least momentarily. So a couple of retirements already. Sean Higgins, Glenn Cooper, Oro Acosta, Ricardo Sr., Elise Tape, who we totally missed, and now Darren Fisher. Wow. So we only have 13 cars running. Well, that's somewhat expected here in Montreal. Here we have Josh Mills. He's going to switch to either the hards or the mediums. Let's have a look. They never show up. Let's see how long they take to synchronize. But that was a quick stop by Josh Mills in second place. I don't think he's going to lose second place, because there's Richard Walcott just heading into the start-finish line. And Mills still shows with the softs. Let's see. Apparently he's actually with the softs, so he might go the distance, even though it's a decent amount of laps that you have to put with that compound. And up ahead, 29 seconds up front, it's Argenis Riera, who has a free pit stop. He can take it right away if he wants. And there he goes, Argenis Riera diving into the pits. Will he do the same as Mills? Let's see. Let's see if he puts the mediums or the hards, or he sticks with the soft. 25 laps to go. Okay, he puts the mediums. So it's either advantage Riera is going to have a better tire at the end of the race. I think that's the case. But who knows? Maybe Mills knows something about the softs. Oh my god! Oh wow, that was a save. That could have ended right at the wall of champions for Josh Mills. Somehow the car is intact. We don't get to see floor damage here in R Factor 2. But in the real life, that would have been for sure a destroyed floor. He's definitely pushing the hell out of that car. Let's go on board. He really needs to dry these tires early, but looks like he has some type of maybe a flat spot on the front right. I kind of see some stripe there. Maybe it's flat spotted from that braking on the chicane. If that's the case, I mean, this is a brand new set of tires, and now you have to withstand the vibrations for 24 laps. I tell you, that's not fun. It's not fun at all. Okay, let's see how he takes the chicane this time around. Looks fine. Okay. Alright, so Mills 10 seconds behind Argenis Riera. He sets 1:11.4, fastest lap of the race for Josh Mills. But still needs to make up a lot of ground if he wants to take the lead of the race. Let's see what Argenis can do now with the mediums. It's 9 seconds. I mean, that's something very difficult at this point in the race, you know, to recover from. Another fight that we have, again, Aaron Rabi and Alejandro Sanabria. These two have their own little battle everywhere, in the chats, here on track. So I'm interested to see who wins this one. If it's Sanabria, it's gonna be fun to watch on the chat. But there's Aaron Rabi. I mean, that was an easy pass. That kind of looked like a blue flag pass. No fight at all from Sanabria. Maybe Sanabria is just heading into the pits. I mean, who knows? Alright, so we have Ezequiel Montero chasing Jacobo Cardoso. Just remember that Ezequiel started in second place and then had a false start, and immediately he had to serve a drive-through penalty, and that put him almost at the end of the grid, at the end of the field. So he's been climbing since then, and now he's down in P7, soon to be P6. So I don't think Cardoso is going to be able to hold him for too long. He's going to have another attempt here into turn 1. Ezequiel Montero heading into the turn 1, but look at that, Cardoso defending quite well actually. Making the Haas very wide. Yeah, look at how desperate Montero is. He's trying to show the car everywhere he can. Oh, by the way, Montero is running the hard compound. And he's done 2 stops. Looks to be struggling there, Ezequiel Montero. Yeah, I thought it was going to end badly as well, but Sanabria just moved out of the way. We have to say something in the chat. What happened there? Did you see a blue flag? I mean, what? Did you lose your attachment at the bottom, or what happened there, Sanabria? That was way too easy on Aaron Rabi. Okay, so here we have again Montero with the DRS. It's gonna go in the inside, and then it's Cardoso heading into the pit. So that makes it. Ooh. Well, Montero is really fighting that car. Somehow he kept it together there. But he's now in P6, right behind his teammate, 8 seconds behind his teammate, not really behind. Up front, we have Josh Mills, well, now he's 8 seconds behind Riera, so he's getting some time back, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. And my concern is the soft compound. There's so many laps to go, and then Riera put the medium, so this is definitely advantage for Riera. But this is how he beat me that race in 2023, I think it was. He got the strategy right. It was a rainy race. I think I stuck with the intermediates for a long time. And somehow he got me on the last, I think it was the hairpin at the end of the race, and that's how I ended up in second place, just 6 tenths behind him. That was very painful. I mean, it feels so bad when you're so close to beating these guys and then they take it away from you on the last lap. That's how bad it was. It's been 3 years and I still remember it. Alright, so Montero's in the pits. This is probably gonna be a soft compound. Hopefully not a retirement. I think he overshoot there, the pit stall. Oh, that's up. Okay. Why he put again the hearts? Maybe they need to synchronize. So if he kept the hearts, I mean he hates the C4 and C5 because there's only 20 laps to go. Alright, let me see the gaps again. There's even more spread apart. Montero 1.2 seconds behind Jacobo Cardoso. So this fight is gonna get on again. And it looks like Montero is actually with the medium, so this one needs to synchronize here with the live stream. Should be showing the yellow tires once it synchronizes. Okay, so we have Richard Walcott in the pit. He was running in 3rd place. So this puts Aaron Rabi momentarily in the podium. Okay, that was a quick stop by the Vermeulen driver, knocking down all the pit crew from the other teams. Alright, so where is Kovacic? Kovacic Okay, that was close. I gotta get the camera right. Yep. So Kovacic right behind Richard Walcott. I'm not sure if Kovacic needs to pit again. If not, this is gonna be interesting for the podium. There's still plenty of race to go. 19 laps. No, he's not showing the hards. Montero actually running the mediums. It's just there we go. They finally synchronized. Yeah, that didn't make sense to me at all. So yeah. Now he's catching Jacobo Cardoso, only 1.8 seconds behind. And this one is the one to watch right now. Kovacic and Richard Walcott. Kovacic looking to get some points for Ferrari and also for himself. Remember, he was the winner of the Winter Series 2 years ago. Very fast driver in the Winter Series, but kinda in the midfield with everybody else. But yeah, remember he's racing in Europe from Slovenia. It's very late right there. I think it's 4 a.m. So yeah, always makes everything difficult. At 4 a.m. right now, I'm taking care of the baby, so I can't imagine, you know, racing at that time. It would be crazy. All right, so there's your position changes. We have 7 places gained by Richard Walcott. Right now in 5th spot, but that's gonna change because Sanabria and Ravi, they both need to pit again, if I'm not mistaken. And we haven't had any new retirements since that blown engine from Darren Fisher, who was going to be a surprise podium finisher. But luck wasn't in his way. Maybe he was behind someone for too long, or he was running too low of a radiator duct. That caused the engine to overheat, and then, you know, kablamo. Right, so the gap between the leaders here, Jenis Riera and Josh Mills, remains about the same, 8.2 seconds between them. And they're lapping almost identically. I mean, Mills did at 12.2 and Riera 12.4, so Riera is in, you know, management mode right now. I mean, we already know that he can push it if he needs to, so unless there's a surprise at the end, you know, like a broken front wing or some groundhog crossing the track as they normally do here. This looks to be the order, at least for 1st and 2nd. We have yet to see who's gonna take the last place in the podium. Richard Haney, man, how are you? I saw you did some laps here. I was actually wondering if you had some plans to race with us. How's the back doing? How's everything? What? We have Josh Mills in the pits? Oh no, that was a poor strategy call then, putting those softs. So I'm definitely gonna ask the question in the interview room. So that's it, I guess. That's it for, I guess, the fight for the lead. Riera is gonna be just relaxed from now on. Breaking down, alright. Sanabria in the pits. Quick stop, no repairs. So that's moving Walcott up the order, and Sanabria is not doing bad, actually better than his teammate tonight. But there they are. There they are, next to each other somehow. And they're gonna be attacking Jacobo Cardoso again, defending like crazy tonight, Cardoso with the Haas. Let's see if Montero, you know, sends the message here, you know, let me by. There's a yellow flag there. Who's that car? It looks like the other Haas. Is it Juan del Castillo? Yes, Juan del Castillo. I think he's gonna retire. There we go, retired. Back to Sanabria and Montero. This is the fight for P7. Probably the last steps that Montero is gonna be able to gain after that mistake at the start. Now look at Sanabria. Sanabria is actually pulling away. There we go, the DRS is open. And he's gonna sneak by. And oh my god, that's I think he has to give it back. There he goes. And now Montero is gonna be all over his teammate through this lap. 24 seconds now between Riera and Josh Mills. Haven't shown much of Riera in this race as usual. When you're leading for so much, you don't get the camera time. The question is, who's gonna get driver of the day? I think it's gonna belong to either Richard Walcott or Dejan Kovacic, and one of the guys that right now I'm giving it to Richard Walcott just because he didn't have anything major. I mean, he had a slow qualifying, but other than that, he's been climbing his way back up, and now he's potentially finishing in the podium. And now Ravi's in the pits. That means Walcott is gonna get back to P3. Let's see. Yeah, definitely Walcott's gonna get P3 at the end here. Let's go back with this fight. There's Sanabria probably going to try another attempt, maybe into turn 1. And this is really hurting Montero right now, because I know Montero is faster than these two guys. Right foot bone spur on instep, left knee wearing out, rotator cuff discomfort. Getting old is not for the weak. Yes, I'm gonna be 40 this year, and I don't wanna know how. I don't know how old you are. I think you're in the 60. I don't know. you can let me know in the chat. But I could imagine. I mean, everything's starting to hurt since I reached 30. So it's all downhill, like they say. So back here we have Sanabria trying to make a move. Hopefully this doesn't end in broken pieces. It's not the best place to make a move, by the way. Easier to wait until the hairpin, or just, you know, get right next to the other car and slingshot and get the DRS. 69. Wow. Okay, so you're hitting it, man. But you must feel like 50, because I don't think you're dealing with a wife. So that's good. That's good. We definitely miss you, man. So if you can get, you know, in form again and all the pain goes away, hopefully we're gonna see you back racing, because you've definitely missed this year. I haven't seen if you've been racing at the FIHS, by the way, but yeah, hopefully you recover everything and we see you back with who was it? Was it Higgins, your teammate? I think so. Okay, so Riera is in the pits, so there's basically a free stop for Janis Riera, and he puts the soft. So now Riera has the softs and Mills has the mediums. So, and this is gonna get interesting now, because the gap is actually 5 seconds. Let's wait for the sector 19 and let's make sure that's actually the gap. If that's the case, and it's only 12 laps to go, and somehow Mills managed to reduce this gap by 5 seconds just by doing that small undercut. Alright, so no racing at all. So yeah, kinda like me. So you should probably join me at some point here in the booth. It would be good to have some sort of company here. So Cardoso now in 5th place. Still holding up both Mercedes. I think there's gonna be some radio messages soon between Sanabria and Montero. I mean, Montero is probably, okay, let me by, I can get the job done. And then you can pull away. So far, Sanabria has been unable to make the move. So well done for Jacobo Cardoso. I probably already, you know, commentators, you know, jinx. Cardoso, oof, that's close now. Look at how close these guys are. Oh my goodness. Very risky place to make a move, but he's gonna make it stick. Cardoso goes wide, and then, yes, well, now both Mercedes make the move. And now look at Kovacic. Kovacic is now gonna go and attack Cardoso, but that was a risky move there by Alejandro Sanabria. So we have 2 cars with the hard compound, Stereo and Matt Hartle. He's currently in P11, so he's gonna finish in his favorite position. Ezequiel Montero, let's see, I think there's gonna be some team orders coming up soon. And Montero is gonna pass his teammate, get some more points, and he continues to lose ground to the leaders here, Mills and Riera. I think that's gonna be the championship fight again. So far Mills has a relatively decent advantage, but if these races continue the same way, I mean, I think it's a matter of time. I mean, 3 races before we start seeing Riera in the lead of the championship. So the only way is that you start winning. Otherwise, there's no chance against Riera. Not even without the two zeros he had at the beginning of the season. All right, so there's Montero going on the inside, but who's gonna have the DRS here? I know Kovacic for sure, chasing Jacobo Cardoso. Let's see who opens up first. All right, so Montero has the DRS, so the detection point is actually before the hairpin. Oh, that was Cardoso was really close there. Let's go with Kovacic for now. Extended fight here for 5th place. I missed this one completely. Ravi is 3/10 behind Richard Walcott. So this is for the last step on the podium. Yeah, I kind of gave it for granted here that it was going to be Richard Walcott, but somehow Aaron Ravi is right there. It's right there, and Aaron Ravi has 3 stops. Walcott has 2, so I don't think he's going to pit again. Well, this is quite a surprise, so let's keep an eye on this one. We have a few fights to watch, as expected at the end of the race. Right here we have the DRS. Let's see. Walcott is a very clean driver, so I don't expect to see anything crazy. But you can tell he has a decent top speed. Richard Walcott Aaron Rabbit didn't get even close with the DRS. I wonder if he's depleted all the battery. But they're very close. Very, very close. Let's go back quickly with Sanabria. Sanabria and Montero. So Montero's in P5. Not really pulling away from his teammate. And now we have Kovacic, who overtook Cardoso at some point, and we missed that one. So I think this gap is going to start spreading a little bit, because Cardoso was holding this pack a little, for a couple of laps. So yeah, let's stick with this battle. It's Aaron Rabi and Richard Walcott for the podium. We have another retirement, Del Castillo, so only 12 cars are running. Somehow, Harto is out of the points with 12 cars running. Starting from P3. It went downhill for Harto when he had a spin at the... I never learned the turn numbers, but yeah, he spun around and then he tried to recover the car, and I remember that grass being very slippery. So there's Rabi going on the inside, and that's for P3. Aaron Rabi. Will his computer allow him to finish this race? That's yet to be seen. So far, it's been a nightmare for Rabi, so if he gets a podium finish, that would be great for him. Very fast, Aaron Rabi. Both of them are running the soft compound, so it doesn't even come down to the tire. Although, it could be that Walcott is struggling with the grip at this point, because he's only had 2 stops. And looking at the gaps, I don't think he can speed again and retain P4. So at this point, you have to nurse the tires until the end of the race and get 4th place finish, which is actually not too bad. Sanabria 4/10 behind Ezequiel Montero. So Montero not doing the needful here. Actually, they have now Dejan Kovacic right behind the 2 Mercedes. Okay, so who do we give the driver of the day? Will it be Aaron Rabi out of nowhere? Aaron Rabi, I think that's the name so far. I mean, what do you have to say? Just say here in the chat what you think. I think it has to be him. was gonna give it to Richard Walcott, but somehow Ravi, for some reason, he managed to sneak up there to P3. I gotta see when we have the graph here how many places has he gained since the start of the race. It's gonna show up in a few seconds probably. He's 1.3 seconds clear now of Walcott, so yeah, definitely quicker, but that's it. I don't think he's gonna be able to catch. And now 7 seconds between Riera and Mills. So for now, it looks like it's gonna be Riera, Mills, and Ravi for the podium. Question is, who's gonna finish in 5th? Because these 3 guys are fighting for the 5th position. Montero, Sanabria, and Dejan Kovacic, because Cobo Carnoso checked out of this battle a few laps ago. He's 3.6 seconds behind. Still waiting for that graph to show up in the tower on the left. Look at this one. Let's see, let's go on board with Kovacic. Looks like a little bit far still, but he's waiting. I don't think the 2 Mercedes are gonna take each other out. Okay, so there's the graph. So Walcott has made 8 spots since the start, and Rabbit did 4, so it's still good. I mean, the biggest loser so far is Harton, P11 with 8 positions lost. Wow, too bad, man. It could have been another great, double points for Williams, but it doesn't look that way. Okay, now let's go with again with Sanabria. Sanabria losing a little bit of ground there. Montero already 1.1 seconds ahead, so that's outside of the DRS. Now Kovacic is going to be attacking Sanabria soon after the DRS starts opening. Oh, it's so easy to hit the wall there. If you hit the curb too hard, you just jump directly into the wall and it's usually game over. So okay, so that's Kovacic getting close. So these last few laps are gonna get interesting. None of these cars are a lap behind, by the way, so they have still to complete the full race distance. Everybody's lapped up until Juan Orrego, who was doing great, and now he's in P9. So we'll find out later on what happened to Juan Orrego. At some point he was in 4th place, so maybe he had some incident and he needed to fix the car. Well, this is some entertainment here at the end of the race. I don't think we need to show the tires anymore, so let's stick with just the gaps. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oversteer there from Dejan Kovacic, so kept it together but lost a lot of ground there. He's now, I think, outside of the DRS once again. And this is interesting. So Montero pulls away, and then somehow Sanabria climbs back, and now he's half a second behind his teammate. So not really sure what's happening with Montero tonight. Maybe that false start really threw everything away. Harto in the pits for what? There's no points for the fastest lap, so maybe he was fixing the car again. He's 2 laps behind. So this is gonna end soon for Matt Harto. Is Sanabria going to try a move here with his teammate? I think Sanabria wants to finish 5th. I mean, he's looking quite racy tonight, Alejandro Sanabria. So half a second between these two. Will he try at the end? How do you get on the channel? Well, I gotta drag you here. That's how you get it. But maybe, I mean, let me know if you want to join me next time around, and then yeah, we can coordinate. But definitely, I mean, having another one here makes everything more interesting and less boring for me. I wish we had one more, like let's say Adam Freitas, and we are the 3 of us. I mean, that would be great. I think it would be a great stream. But if Harto wins a race, he's gonna join me back, so we can place bet on that. Alright, so I am out of water officially. Okay, so we have 2 laps to go. And nothing is changing so far. Looks like Sanabria is giving up on this one. And Kovacic is dropping down now. He was right there behind Sanabria for a while, and now he's 3 seconds behind. And Carlos is 9 seconds behind. Remember, he was fighting for this P5 just like 5 laps ago. Let's go back with Sanabria. Actually, let's show the leader for once. Let's show Janos Riera. It's gonna be starting actually 2 more laps before the last lap. Here's lap 69. Someone's favorite lap. Let's see. Down the order, still Sanabria less than a second behind his teammate. Eight positions. Yeah, still a very good job there for Walcott. I mean, before he was way behind there in qualifying. Purple sector for Matt Harto. He actually gets the fastest lap of the race. Well, that's just like a consolation prize because you don't get anything for getting the fastest lap of the race. But it's P11 for him. Maybe he's waiting for someone to retire and snatch a point. I hope I had shown everybody here tonight. We have Sotiris Stergiou. I think I showed him a little bit. Bill Worrell for sure. Had a couple of blue flags incidents, but there he is in P12, the last running car. And this is lap 69. We're about to start the last lap of the race. Janos Riera, your race leader, 8.3 seconds clear of Josh Mills in second place. And Aaron Rabi a full 36 seconds. We can go to the microwave and heat up some food, and he would still be racing and not finish the race after the leader ends. Richard Walcott in P4, 3 seconds behind Rabi. Ezequiel Montero in damage limitation here in P5 after that false start. Sanabria P6. Kovacic in P7. Cobo Cardoso, the last car running on the lead lap, although you can see behind him Janos Riera. So hopefully Riera doesn't go crazy here and forces a blue flag and then gets a penalty for Cardoso. Is Riera going slow? Riera's going... I think that was on purpose. That was on purpose. He was letting Juan Orrego by. So here's your race winner. The usual. Janos Riera for Aston Martin, winning once again. 3rd consecutive victory of the season for the Venezuelan driver. And there's Josh Mills, your 2nd place finisher. And now we go quickly to the microwave and heat up some food because we have 40 seconds to wait before... Oh, what? Wait. We completely missed something here. That should have been Aaron Rabi. So when did this happen? Oh my god, I gotta do this as quickly as possible. Because Aaron Rabi was in 3rd place. Aaron Rabi was in 3rd place. So what happened to Aaron Rabi? There we go. He was passed on the last lap. Oh my god, that's what happened. So too bad I went to the microwave. Wow, what? That was... Okay. If you guys were looking for a crazy finish, there you go. We have Richard Walcott getting the podium at on the last lap of the race. Oh my goodness. What a crazy finish we had here. It looks like everybody making their way back. Sotiris Stergiou, I think, is the last car in the lead lap. Wow, okay, let's go down the order. Let's go down the order here, and Janis Rivera already in the pits. That was so quick. All right, so here's your race winner. As I said many times already, Argenis Riera, comfortable ahead of Josh Mills in P2. Richard Walcott with a last lap antic here and passing Aaron Rabi for P3. Aaron Rabi obviously in P4. And then we have the two Mercedes of Ezequiel Montero and Alejandro Sanabria in P5 and P6. Dejan Kovacic in P7. Gobo Cardoso in P8, Juan Orrego in P9, and rounding out the points is Sotiris Teriou, so Ferrari gets double points. That's great. Outside of the points, we have Matt Hartle finishing his favorite position, P11. And then Bill Worrell, the last running car, in P12. So we had a large number of retirements. We had Juan del Castillo. Not really sure what happened when we had Darren Fisher, who was supposed to finish in the podium, but we all saw the engine blowing up, so he ended up in P14. Elisa Tape in P15. I wonder if that pain from the incident he had a couple of days ago influenced that. Ricardo Sr., the usual retirement down there in P16. OTTO Acosta and Glenn Cooper, the two Alpines, out of the race very early on, 17 and 18th, and then last is Sean Higgins in P19. So tonight we missed Jean-Pierre Lalancette to get a full grid. So I want to speculate here, maybe Aaron Rabbit didn't want to join the interview room and decided, you know, let me stay away from this and let's give it up for Richard Walcott. Alright, let's see if I can get some of the drivers here for the interview. Okay, so we have here, let me enable Discord audio, there we go. We have Argenis Riera, we have Josh Mills, I gotta drag Richard Walcott.
Maybe I should leave before you start.
Oh, you can ask questions. We are live. feel free to ask questions. Yeah, feel free to ask the questions. I gotta press the push to talk here on Discord. Alright, so we have Argenis Riera, Josh Mills, and Richard Walcott, your podium finishers tonight. So let's start with Argenis. Hopefully you are here. Tell us about your race. It looks like it was a comfortable race for you, and I don't know if the last stop was planned or you just had a free stop from Josh Mills.
Yeah, I stopped because just stopped. So, but my medium tire didn't do at till the end. So that's why. And at the start, I saw Ezekiel maybe jump the start. I think.
Yes, he had a false start. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I gained some time with this guy fighting behind. So that's uh, advantage maybe was enough to win the race.
Yeah, it looks like you didn't have to fight anybody tonight. Maybe some
Yeah.
traffic at some point. I think I saw you doing a couple of slow laps. But let's go to you, Josh. I saw you struggling a lot in qualifying, with traffic, and you also hit the wall pretty hard. So tell me if that really influenced the end result here tonight, starting from P5.
It certainly didn't help. I think, yeah, I was just slow in qualifying. I didn't even get back to my target lap time, which would have put me, third place where I usually am. But I made up one of the spots on the start. The other one, Matt Hartog went flying off the start. And so jumped into third. Ezekiel got his stop and go. So I don't know. I don't think it really made much of a difference. Ultimately, I just didn't have the pace at the end of the day.
Yeah, did your strategy get wrong at the end with the soft compound and 25 laps to go?
No, I was just gonna go as fast as I could and hopefully bait our Janos into pitting for hard tires, which
Well, it worked for a moment because you took down like 5 seconds with the undercut. But yeah, at the end, I guess the soft gave up.
yeah.
All right, Richard, that was some last lap attempt there. For a second, I thought you were going to finish in fourth. So you made up 9 places since the start of the race. So talk us through your race.
It was not too bad. Pace wasn't great. Quality just didn't have it. In the race, just tried to keep my nose clean and got a couple lucky. I think Fisher was ahead of me quite a bit. I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, I think Roble must have ran out of brakes on the last lap or something. But yeah, he backed right up to me.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, because he was definitely comfortable ahead for like 3 seconds or so. I thought it was gonna be the end. Actually, I was actually showing him at the end for 3rd place, and then I see it's you, so it was kind of surprising. I had to rewind it and, and find out what happened, but he definitely had some sort of issue at the end. It could have been the fuel, or I don't know if the fuel was an issue in this race, but normally the brakes are an issue here. And Fisher had an engine failure, by the way. He was looking very well for a podium, so he had an engine blowing up. Yeah, that was quite surprising to see here. So, all right, so congratulations to you guys. This is your podium finishers once again, Argenis Riera, Josh Mills, and Richard Walcott, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Let's have a look at the calendar. We are going to have, let's get rid of this. We're going to have, if I can find the calendar, but here we go. So in 2 weeks, we are heading to Europe. We're going to Barcelona, round 7 for the Spanish Grand Prix. So June 11. So stay tuned until then. So thank you all for watching, and so long. Good night.